fucking notes. All right, cool. So we kicked off Money in the Bank with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match.
I'm just sliding right into it, huh?
Yeah, I'm not even gonna say hi. Straight to the business. I don't want to talk to anyone today.
This episode's gonna be a list. That's it.
Next, no commentary, and then we had the second match.
You didn't even get to it.
So we had the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Carmella won via James Ellsworth grabbing the briefcase and dropping it to Carmella.
Yes.
Do you want to comment on that, or do you want to go through the?
No, let's do the other stuff first. Let's get back to this in a little bit.
Okay.
It's too big. It ties in with SmackDown.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. The second match was the New Day beating the Usos via countout in a good match. Really good match. Shitty ending.
I agree.
So in the third match,
everyone should have gotten counted out on that thing, but
what do you mean?
It's a lot of little countdown situations where I'm pretty sure, like at one point, just one guy rolled into the ring and then they broke the count. We talked about this.
We must have. I don't know. All right. Third match was Lana. Right now we sound like the worst podcast ever.
It's disgusting.
Was Lana versus Naomi in a pretty good match, surprisingly. I really didn't expect it to go more than 2 minutes, but cool.
She did a lot better than I thought she was going to do.
Yeah, definitely. She had the puss pad.
The puss pad? Oh my god. The name of this episode was almost something so vicious about that. What was it? Do you remember what I said?
Lana's pussy?
it was around that.
I don't remember.
It was like Lana's fat pussy.
Oh, because the pad was so wide?
Yeah. We thought it was like poking out through half the match and like.
No, it was just a pad.
She just had to put the pad. I was bummed.
Next was the debut of Mike and Maria Kanellis. We'll also talk about that in a little bit. We're just doing the rundown right now. We shouldn't even have done a rundown. Everyone knows.
Yeah. You guys know. You know better. If you're watching this, you know better. We're pretty down deep in there.
Jinder Mahal won. Money in the Bank, Baron Corbin won. You know. All right, cool. Let's talk about... We'll do SmackDown because we just talked about Money in the Bank. I want to talk about SmackDown.
Makes sense.
So, right now, the big dilemma is that James Ellsworth illegally grabbed the briefcase.
Quote-unquote illegally.
And dropped it to Carmella. So, my dilemma with this is, first of all, it's not illegal. There was nothing done wrong. And this bothers me because WWE nitpicks their rules. Go back to TLC 2010. Jack Swagger, Kofi Kingston fighting over the Intercontinental title. They drop it. Dolph Ziggler picks it up and catches it. Same exact story. He won the title that night. No questions asked.
Yeah, I agree with it. She should have kept it. She should have. Not only that, but when it first happened, I wasn't too much of a fan of it. I thought it was weird. I thought it was a wonky thing. I didn't like it when it happened with Dolph Ziggler either. But she came out on SmackDown. She opened the show to a lot of good reaction. And then she delivered a promo that I thought was really, really good. It was passionate. She got passionate. She was, you know what I mean? Like the things she was saying, you could see it was heartfelt. You could see she really believed what she was saying, or she at least portrayed that she was believing what she was saying. It was really good. She delivered a really good promo. I'd say her skills are on par. She should have, in my opinion, I hope at least that when they do the rematch next week that she gets to keep it. Because, in my opinion, she proved that she deserved it.
Yeah, she better win.
Yeah.
She better win.
It's too much of a... it's just bad storytelling.
That was the only thing that the crowd reacted to at all last on SmackDown was Carmella. That's it.
And it's another thing, because I heard a lot of people say, the reason why they're removing the Money in the Bank briefcase from her is because of the bad reaction that people gave to it.
Because it was about the women.
Yeah, because everyone pandered it so hard. But if you're saying that, then you have to say that whatever they do with Roman Reigns does not apply either. Because he's genuinely not liked by a lot of people. A lot of the things he does is booed. Hell, he retired The Undertaker. I mean, they can't go back on that, but this week on Raw, he was talking about how he retired The Undertaker again. So I think that people who are saying that are wrong. I don't think they would ever care about that. I think that this excuse that it's for the history of women doesn't make sense either. Why would you...
It's a fake sport.
It is. Not only that, but, like, why would you think that redoing it would do any justice to the quote-unquote women's history.
Mm-hmm.
If anything, it takes away from it. You should have just left it as is.
Yeah. I don't want to see 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches in 2 weeks in a row. And
we're just redoing the first ever Money in the Bank. No, it's the second one now.
My big problem about this is Carmella and James Ellsworth are bad guys. It is their job to get the crowd to boo them. Yes. Correct? Yes. They did that. They did that very well. 2 people that were not really getting reactions before this. They were just kind of meh. All of a sudden, all the spotlight's on them. Why would WWE go back and take that away? Carmella's promo on SmackDown was awesome. She said, I'm not doing this for women's history. I'm doing this for me.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
It's not about girl power. It's for me.
Yeah, it's not about girl power. It's awesome. And it pisses people off, which is what her job is to do.
Yeah.
Why all of a sudden, because people are getting pissed off, do you expect this decision to be reversed?
It doesn't make any sense. You get the reaction you were wanting to begin with and then you reverse it? No. I think they're going to put it back on her, but I think that by doing that, they're just going to take away from the magic that they captured. Like, I won't deny it. Like, even when Jinder Mahal won it, you know what I mean? It's shocking for a lot of people, and there's a lot of, not to bring up magic again, but let's talk about magic some more. There was some magic.
We don't have enough fans to remember that.
Let's talk about magic again. I think that the way she won it was great. A lot of people don't like it. I didn't really like it when it happened either. She sold me on it.
I loved it because that moment, her face when she caught the briefcase, like the little things like that, her face when she caught that briefcase in her hand and she looked at it like it was like her first child. It was absolutely incredible. Yeah. And I loved it.
It was genuine. It was genuine. That's what I liked about it.
So now this, in my opinion, this takes away the genuineness of it.
It does. And I mean, it's fake wrestling, but there's genuineness in it.
Yeah, and you appreciate those things.
You do.
Absolutely. All right, so what happened next on
Well, we had the fake cash-in. If you want to talk about genuine, you were talking about it earlier.
I want to stay on genuine.
Yeah.
Baron Corbin's cash-in, or attempted cash-in this week, or attempted mind games, was the absolute most I've liked Baron Corbin ever since NXT.
I'll agree to that.
I loved him in NXT. And then ever since he won the Battle Royal, I was sour on him ever since. And when he came out, he had a completely different aura to him. He wasn't like, it didn't look like he was just running through the motions. He came out with like purpose, and it felt real, and it felt like it just felt right. Like he came out like laughing at Jinder Mahal, mocking Jinder Mahal, looking at him saying, "Oh, I'm in your head. I'm in your head, man." And it felt real.
You could tell he was having fun with it, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Wrestlers should be having a good time doing what they do. It's part of why we like it so much.
You watch Baron Corbin come out every week. I say it every week, and we laugh at it every week, but it's ridiculous. He comes out, he walks, he jams his hands out like he's playing the guitar, and he shoves away the fans, does that thing with his hand, like, nah, not you, don't look at me. And it feels like it's boring. It feels scripted. It
doesn't feel like it's him.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It feels like I'm going out there to portray a character named Baron Corbin.
Exactly. I am Baron Corbin.
When he came out with that briefcase, he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna fuck with you," and it was exciting. And it was like, "Oh, I have this." Like, it felt different. And like I said, it felt right. It felt genuine.
It felt so good, man.
It felt awesome. It felt so fucking good. So what else did I like on SmackDown? I didn't like the Shinsuke Nakamura Dolph Ziggler match. It was a good match, but I don't know. In my opinion, keep Shinsuke Nakamura very limited on SmackDown. We talked about this before.
I'm trying to keep myself away from Shinsuke Nakamura because of what happened to his entrance. And there's more to the guy than the entrance. But the way he's portrayed is...
He's all about his entrance.
Exactly. No, it's a big part of who he is in the WWE. It's the way he's portrayed. It's the way his entrance, his nicknames, his monikers, the things that he does. Mm-hmm. And it's just, for some reason, as soon as they pull some people out of NXT, they try to change something that isn't broken. And you get the situation like we have now where they just added pyro and they added the fucking stuff and he's doing it off
4
sync.
times.
Yeah.
And why would they play it when he came out from an injury?
Exactly. It makes no sense.
Like, when does that ever happen? When it happened to Chris Benoit, he didn't come out with his song.
Nah, he just came out holding
and
his
I'm sure it's happened
ribs.
to other... I can't think of other people right now, but I think of Chris Benoit holding his ribs. And I've never heard anyone's song play. Yeah, they walk right out. Shinsuke Nakamura didn't look at it and say, hey, I'm injured. Hit my song. Let's do this. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. But yeah, I didn't like the match. I wasn't invested in the match because I was already upset at the fact that Shinsuke Nakamura was on SmackDown. I get it. He's a part of the SmackDown roster, but there's absolutely no point to have him face Dolph Ziggler. Zero. What did it accomplish? Nothing. It got Shinsuke Nakamura's theme song on TV twice.
That's it.
Yep.
That's really it. There's no depth to it. And they already tried to do their little rivalry before, and look at how well that went. That didn't go well at all.
No, it just got thrown into the Money in the Bank.
Yeah. So I thought he had a good thing going with Kevin Owens, or I thought they were going to start a good thing. I was hopeful that Kevin Owens would be able to pick up, like, the language barrier situation. I thought he would be able to kind of lift that up. But it looks like they're switching back to the Dolph Ziggler thing. WWE seems very unsure on a lot of their storylines right now, and they're throwing a lot of fish lines on a lot of things, and then it looks like they're just reeling back the same thing that they had before.
Yeah, the AJ Styles Kevin Owens feud clearly isn't over because we saw that. It was a cool thing with Chad Gable, though. I thought that was awesome. Just, just to see some random-ass person come out and say, hey, I want a title match. I'm from Dayton, Ohio. He's like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
He's like, I moved here this morning. And I loved it. They said, don't ring the bell, and the referee rang the bell. He's like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that was very cool.
It was awesome. Like, little things like that I liked. I'm trying to think of the rest of SmackDown. I'm digging the New Day Usos segments are still going back and forth. I'm hoping that feud sticks around for a while. I like it. I think it will. I think they can really bounce off each other well.
The thing with the New Day is, like, what do you do with them? Because here's the thing. It's bound to happen. They're going to win the titles.
Mm-hmm.
But you run into the same issue you had on Raw. Like, what do you do with them once you have the titles?
That's it. They just run through the roster that SmackDown really doesn't have.
Exactly.
So I think building up that chase is much better. I think kind of establishing some rivalries within the actual division for the New Day, not just the Usos, but, maybe, like, do something with Xavier Woods and the Ascension,
Yeah. Well, you got the Hype Bros back in the situation.
Yeah, but they're going to break up in
you think so?
2 weeks max. I really don't see them sticking around.
They get their title shot again if they can beat the Usos. So maybe they're probably going to end up losing, and that's when they're breaking up.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Either that or they're just going to throw that tag title match on the 4th of July show to get some views. But that's when John Cena comes back too.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think of what else from SmackDown. The Money in the Bank ladder match is going to take place again next week.
Yeah.
Another thing a lot of people were upset about, Mike and Maria Kanellis were not on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They were put as a SmackDown exclusive or a website exclusive. I don't think it matters.
Me neither.
It's just the same promo.
Exactly. I was about to say, they did nothing different. If anything, it just means, go subscribe to the motherfucking network and go watch it there then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It doesn't take away from them that they weren't on SmackDown.
They're a feature. That's what they are for now, at least. It builds up hype.
Where are they? It's like, they came in and now they're back.
Exactly. Especially because you don't show it on TV. You just show it to the people in the crowd. And,
creates buzz.
Yeah, you get people talking. Someone's like, oh, I saw these two guys on SmackDown. I was like, oh, I didn't. They're like, oh, they're on off screen. It's just the thing that you got if you showed up live.
It was cool. It's cool that they made it a network or a website feature or whatever it was. You can check it out if you want, but in reality, it doesn't matter to the grand scheme of things if you saw Money in the Bank.
No, it doesn't. Because, again, they were inconsequential to the whole of Money in the Bank. They didn't do anything to affect anything in there. A lot of people are sour on that, on his gimmick right now, too.
Why?
Yeah, I don't get it either. I mean...
How can you be sour on a gimmick that's only been around 2 weeks?
The thing here's what I kind of get from it, right? When I first saw Mike Bennett, when I started watching Ring of Honor, like, years ago, I was like...
so cool.
No, shut the fuck up. Because I texted you, and I'm like, dude, there's this guy in Ring of Honor, and he'd be so good in the WWE. I was like, he's not necessarily an indie guy, but he'd be really good in WWE, and I told you about him a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people kind of got hyped up on him, and they saw him coming into the WWE with a different gimmick, which happens a lot. Like, people see guys coming in.
Yeah, people thought they were just going to get the TNA thing, the Miracle, which was good.
Yeah,
but
it's
they thought they were going to
get the Miracle.
It's TNA's.
Exactly.
It's not WWE's to give. And I think in the long term, the Miracle gimmick, in my opinion, it doesn't work in such a loaded roster like this. That's what I was thinking about either. This gives it something different. This is something new. This is something fresh. And I think anyone that's judging it after 1 2-minute promo really
needs to chill.
they're absolutely retarded for thinking anything like that. Like, oh, it's stupid. It's gonna be lame. How do you know? How do you know it's gonna be lame? They're both amazing on the mic. They can carry that gimmick as far as they want to carry it.
Plus, think about this. Think name recognition, right? Whose yard you are in at that point? It's Maria. She's the bigger name here.
I think she's going to be the front and center person.
Yeah.
For it. I think Mike
so
Bennett's
she needs
just
to have a bigger role in it than just being the lady who introduces him at the entrance. That's
the
it.
story right
being
now
the
is
Maurice to his Miz.
Yeah, the story right now is Maria is back in WWE and she brought her husband. It's not Mike Bennett has debuted in WWE.
It really is. I agree with you 100%.
And that's going to be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of people, but let it flesh out. You know, if it sucks, it sucks.
Yeah. The women are on the rise now.
We'll talk about it when it sucks. If it sucks, then we'll talk about it. Talk about how it sucks. But for now, anyone that's saying it sucks really has no concrete evidence to say that it sucks besides a 2-minute promo, and you really can't base anything off of that.
No, you can't. I mean, you can get a feel for how WWE books things, and you can kind of look down the line and say, oh, yeah, this is probably not going to be a good storyline. But at the same time, I don't think it merits the amount of negativity that it's getting, especially considering the level of talent between these two people.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's Mike Bennett. What is he doing wrong? You know what I mean? I'm sure he'll do his best with what he's getting right now, and he'll entertain us in one way or another.
Yeah.
If he's funny, if he's annoying, if he's anything.
I bet they're going to be super annoying.
Yeah,
it's going to be really good. I think
it's going to be good. It's probably going to be annoying in a funny way, if anything. Or, like, it's going to be humorous in some way, or it's going to be, like, we're going to get some laughs out of it.
You think it's going to be funny?
I think we're going to get some laughs out of it.
I think it's going to be, like, so, like, ridiculously, like, serious. And, like, that they, like, both, like, are, like, so in love that the point, like, it's going to, like, make all the single people, like, mad and sad.
They're just bringing depression into the WWE.
Like, we're in love, and if you couldn't find someone that sucks, just listen to us. We know what's best. That would make me mad.
Would it? Are you bitter about that?
This is why I hate it. I'm over justifying it.
No. I think it's going to be good. I think there's no merit in saying that it's bad right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You can say you think it's going to be bad, but then again, you can't be mad about that. That's what you think. Then you should be mad at what you're thinking.
A lot. That was a lot. All right, we'll jump to what was next. They had the Carmella getting the briefcase taken away.
Bullshit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mega power bullshit.
Yeah, I agree. I really can't say anything other than it's absolute bullshit.
It is. It's garbage. She shouldn't have.
Like you said, it's bad storytelling.
It is. It's bad storytelling. And I don't want to be the douchebag who, like, gets really into it, but, like, to get really into it for a second, it's undeserved. Hopefully she wins it again, but her winning it again takes it away from the original.
Absolutely.
Just the original moment of it.
It almost makes it feel like it takes away from the story of James Ellsworth giving it to her winning it. You know, now she's doing it for herself. She doesn't care about the women's revolution. She cares about Carmella.
Yeah.
She cares about her thing. And if she just wins it again, like, what does that do, you know, to the story? It kind of, it devalues it.
Yeah. It's like having someone re-debut every week.
Mm-hmm.
At one point or another, that magic is gone.
Absolutely. I agree. What do we finish off with? The Jinder Mahal versus Luke Harper.
A generic match.
Yeah, just a Jinder Mahal match.
Exactly. You're not going to get much excitement match-wise from him.
The fire on him is really, really dwindling out. That's the only reason why I think they're going to do the Punjabi prison match.
To kind of spark. They'll probably do it right before they go to India, if anything.
I think the Battleground is in July. That's what I thought they were setting it up for, was a Punjabi prison match in July at Battleground.
That's sooner than I would have accepted.
Yeah. It's cool, though. I'd like to see it. It's a shitty match.
It's not. I mean, there's just more name behind it than anything, but none of the Punjabi prison matches were good.
No, the concept of the match is ridiculous. You have to call.
Retarded.
You have to call for the door, and if you slide through the door, you have to get through the next level.
Oh my God!
But if you call for the door, and you don't make it, the door closes. That was the cool thing I thought about it. But it's too complicated for the Great Khali. That was really my problem with it.
That's very
maybe
true.
Maybe Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton can do a little more with it because they're a little more athletic.
I mean, and you got the two Singh brothers coming out, and they'll probably end up jumping off of something or something.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's really their thing. I don't know anything about them. Period.
They've
Or maybe
been
they'll jump off some
they've been
shit.
doing awesome though with him.
They really have.
Yeah. If anyone stepped it up, it's them.
Yeah.
They look like mall kiosk people
They do. They look like they work selling fragrance.
or jewelry.
Or jewelry at the mall. There's a guy at our mall here too who like kind of looks like them. I forget his name, but he drives a nice car.
Like a Persian person.
These Persians
And their rugs.
and their rugs.
Is that from South Park?
The Persian rugs? Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
They give them what disease?
No, dude.
Oh, they rub the Japanese people rub their nuts on the rug. Is that what it was?
What the fuck are you talking
And they
about?
get
The
them all
Persians
sick.
come in for Lesbos. They're trying to take over Mr. Garrison's bar.
I need to get. No, they give them rugs, right? And they have like Chinese people like rub themselves on the rugs so everyone gets sick.
No, you're thinking of something completely different.
It's South Park though, right?
I think it is South Park, but they that was shit. That was a different episode, but they did something like related to the Indians, not the Chinese, and they were like trying to give them disease blankets.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a whole different episode.
I gotta get Hulu.
You do have to get Hulu.
Hulu, if you're listening,
If anyone on Hulu is listening, we're looking for free memberships and sponsorship of any sort.
If Hulu is one of the 60 people listening to our podcast,
47 people listening to our podcast.
it says 60 one day, and then I go back to it and it says 40. Earlier today, it said 57. I don't know what YouTube's up to. All right, let's jump.
Sneaky shit is what's going on.
Let's jump to you can't get rid of your views, guys. When you watch it, that's it. We took your time away. That's it. Just don't watch it next time.
This is bullshit.
All right, I want to jump to Monday Night Raw.
Monday Night Raw. Let's do it. 3 hours of just absolute. And I think
The first hour was trash.
Yeah.
It was hot garbage. I
You
was
literally
texting
texted
you.
me,
I was like, "This Raw is a garbage fire."
You said it's a garbage fire.
It kicked it off with Roman Reigns' big announcement that he was going to be challenging for the Universal title at SummerSlam.
That was annoying.
My question is to you: what is the storyline sense there of putting him in a Fatal 5-Way 2 weeks before? If he knew he was just going to announce that he was going to compete for the title at SummerSlam,
I think they just need a big name to be at the top.
you think this is them?
There was nothing. There's no storyline justification for it other than he's doing exactly what John Cena did that one time on SmackDown. And
that was cool though. This is stupid.
Exactly. And I was about to say, I don't know why it was cool when John Cena did it, but it's fucking stupid when he does it.
Yeah.
And again, I think it just goes back to Roman Reigns is the biggest heel in WWE today.
That's such a heel thing to do too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I beat all these people. Where's my title shot?
Yeah.
I
it's
demand.
not even that. It's like, I'm taking the title shot. It's mine.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it because he's
I'm
a top dog.
Yeah.
And Michael Cole has a boner for him, and Vince McMahon has a boner for him, and whoever else you want to say has a boner for him, you can say has a boner for him. And the fact of the matter is, he's at the top. He's at the top. What are you gonna do about it? Nothing. You're gonna hate him. You're gonna still watch him, and that's it.
Live and let live.
No, it's not even live and let live. He's just the way I justify Roman Reigns to myself, and this is kind of why I don't like Roman Reigns, and I don't like what was happening with John Cena back then either. Is that like I have to keep reminding myself like this is fake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I have to keep reminding myself. I have to make that like cognitive dissonance in my head to not be like this is so fucking stupid. I don't want to watch. I have to be like no. Like this is
fake.
I'm like this is like a storyline within the storyline almost. Like the writing team are the heels and they're like and they're supporting Roman Reigns who's their guy. Mm-hmm. And that's why. And I have to create, like, this weird,
you can justify it in your head.
Yeah, I have to make these mental gymnastics to make him fit.
To fit in your picture-perfect world.
It does, because otherwise it's just senseless.
All right, so what happened after that? Samoa Joe comes out, says Great Balls of Fire is winning the title, and he'll see him there or something like that. He's like, I am Samoa Joe.
Samoa.
And then Roman Reigns is like...
Samoa Joe, too.
That's what he said. Yeah, he's like, Roman Reigns like, you'll never be Samoa Joe. You'll just be Joe. And then Joe headbutted him, which is that nasty headbutt.
Yeah, that thing is sick.
Yeah, it is. Right to, like, the collarbone.
Ew.
the Cameron City Limit picture, Matt and Jeff Hardy.
From like the 90s.
That headbutt to the collarbone though is sick.
It's very cool.
When he did it the first time to Lesnar, I was like, oh yes.
It wasn't as good this time because again, it's Roman Reigns and he fights him off.
Yeah, Lesnar sold it really well. He like flew right out of the ring. I think Roman Reigns did too, but I think he got right back up. And then Samoa Joe just started hammering him with punches. But I think that's a cool storyline to run though. But obviously Brock Lesnar's not losing his first title defense. But I think the cool SummerSlam match would be the Samoans don't consider you to be a Samoan, you know?
And he's like, I think he should just not give a shit about that.
Yeah.
Because he's Samoa Joe. Why does he give a shit about that?
That's true.
He doesn't give a shit about anything other than Samoa Joe is just Brock Lesnar light.
Yeah. It's true. That's what he said. That's what I love about the storyline too right now is he was like, I want what Brock Lesnar wants. I want to show up once in a while. I want to kick ass when I want to kick ass. And I want to hold the title. And I want to make a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
And I thought that was so cool.
That's always been Samoa Joe. He just wants to kick ass and that's it. And take names.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Definitely cool. Led to a very, it was a pretty decent match between the two. And the return of Braun Strowman. I know I skipped a bunch of shit.
But this is the main event. This is what we're talking about. It's Braun Strowman.
Yeah, he's back, which I'm super happy about. It kind of pumped some light into me for Monday Night Raw. At that point, I was done. I was like, ugh. The Finn Balor Bo Dallas match was awful. I think there was a cruiserweight thing.
There's always a cruiserweight thing. The cruiserweight thing was Titus O'Neil, by the way.
The face of the cruiserweight division.
The face of the cruiserweight division is Titus O'Neil. Oh, he also had a tag team match with
Apollo Crews. He was on Raw a lot. He was making moves.
Yeah, he was. Good for him.
Yeah, definitely. I liked it.
Because he said he would make it by himself, and here he is.
He's a charismatic guy. He doesn't need to be wrestling. He can just... Dude, I never realized this. I didn't put two and two together here, but I was telling you Titus O'Neil is like the LeVar Ball of WWE. I know you're not a big basketball guy. Neither am I. But, so basically, like, right now, you know Lonzo Ball and the three kids? You see them pop up everywhere. They have, like, their own brand.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so there's three of them. Three kids. I think one of them's eligible for, like, the number 1 or 2 draft pick. Mm-hmm. And their dad is, like, this, like douchebag of a guy that, like, has his own brand and, like, he told the kid where to go to school. He told other NFL teams that he wasn't, or other NBA teams that he wasn't interested in working for them. That's going to make a lot of noise. But, yeah, he's literally been like what Titus O'Neil has been to Apollo Crews and Akira Tozawa. And they're both funny. And they're both just like two super nice guys that like don't want to say no to him.
It's so funny too, like how much shit he gets him into.
Yeah, he's getting like Akira Tozawa into like so much shit. It's insane. Like
Tozawa's face when like Neville comes out and like Titus O'Neil's talking shit to him is so funny.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck is this guy doing? It's so funny. And Titus O'Neil is literally just talking a bunch of shit for Akira Tozawa, like unwarranted.
Really unwarranted. He just came out. And it's kind of funny, too. Like, he wants to help these guys in a way, but he's, like, helping himself.
Yeah, and that's literally what LeVar Ball is doing for his kids. Like, he wants his kids to be famous, but he's trying to make as much money off it as he can. And I think that's really cool. I didn't put two and two together until Corey Graves put it right out in front of me by saying he's the LeVar Ball of WWE.
That's hilarious.
But it's cool. I like it. It's literally my favorite storyline on Monday Night Raw right now.
I think so, too. I can't think of anything better. The mystery with... Enzo and Cass was solved today or Monday.
Took 3 hours for Kurt Angle to figure out.
I know the man was just calling 3 different people for 3 solid hours.
How do you not, if you are inducting an investigation, how do you not look at cameras? How is that not the first thing you did a month ago?
Not only that, but at the end of the day, he didn't solve it.
No,
Corey Graves was one who's like, by the way, I have footage of it.
Did he bring them out to say, I don't know?
Exactly. Was he trying to explain? He was like, yeah, I confessed it. It was us. It was us.
Was that Kurt Angle's plan to finish Monday Night Raw as the general manager? I'm going to bring Enzo and Cass out, and I'm going to tell them, I'm not sure what happened to them. And then the show will close at 11.
That's it. But the show went on for an extra, 15 minutes.
Did Big Show quit Raw, by the way? He was like, I'm done. And he walked out.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be on your show, right?
I think he quit.
I think that was it. I think he's coming to SmackDown with a heel turn. Or a face turn. I don't know what he left as.
He's a heel now. He walked out on Kurt Angle.
Oh, yeah.
He must be. I don't know. I thought that whole segment was absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Except for Enzo at the end.
Yeah, definitely sold me on that. I think Big Cass sucks on the mic. I think he has an awkward body. I think he has an awkward stance. I think he leaves his arms out too far, like he has giant lats. But I don't know.
He just has big boobs. That's all he has.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I don't like anything about it. But Enzo definitely sold me on it a little more. You think Enzo stays away till SummerSlam, or you think they do the match at Great Balls of Fire?
I think we're gonna get something at Great Balls of Fire.
I think we're gonna get Big Show versus Big Cass at Great Balls of Fire. Even though I just said he's leaving Raw, I just put two and two together in my head. Big Show's been coming to the aid of Enzo. So what the fuck
does Enzo do?
He'll go away for a few weeks, maybe. He got attacked, so maybe he got a concussion or something. They can write him off easily.
Yeah, they can.
If they can write Roman into the number one contenders match for SummerSlam or the title match by just saying he's Roman Reigns, then they can take off Enzo for 2 weeks.
It's something they've been doing a lot lately. I've been noticing.
Like no number one contenders matches.
No, not only that, but it's just like they're just doing shit because they can.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
they really
It's something they've been doing a lot lately. They're just doing shit because they can.
Yeah. So I don't know. Hopefully it's a good feud. I really don't see Big Cass squeezing himself into the Universal title picture. It's just too stacked on Monday Night Raw for Big Cass to hold his own with.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work out too well for him on his own.
No, you look at the big top card of Monday Night Raw, The Miz.
Yeah.
Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns.
Starting with The Miz. Out of everyone.
Curtis Axel. Dean Ambrose. Like, top guys. Yeah. Big guys.
With
Bray Wyatt. Big names, big characters, big personalities. Big Cass doesn't fit in there. Even though it's all big.
Does, yeah.
Maybe because it's all big.
I don't know. I think it's weird. There's this weird thing in WWE. We talk about it a lot. We talk about it with Dolph Ziggler. Lance Storm had the same thing. Where everyone says, "Oh, you're underrated," and if you're underrated, Apollo Crews, if you're underrated, if someone says you're underrated and you're in the WWE, you can bet your ass you're not going anywhere because that's it for you.
Yeah, you are the underrated guy.
That's your.
You are the guy that quote unquote needs to put once he gets all the tools together. Yep. Titus O'Neil, underrated, future world champion,
but needs all the tools.
Once he gets all the tools together.
Cesaro. You're not going to see a world title reign for Cesaro in a very long time because the one thing they always talk about is, he still needs that one thing. What the fuck does Cesaro need? What else? No, it's a gimmick. It's your gimmick forever, and you're stuck with it.
Yeah, like you said, it was Lance Storm is the perfect one.
Yeah.
He's underrated.
Maven, I think, was one, too.
The guy that went top it off?
Yeah.
He eliminated The Undertaker from the Royal Rumble. And that was probably his career highlight.
That was it.
He's so underrated.
So underrated. But
they'll throw them one accolade to like.
You get a big thing. Yeah, you get an Intercontinental title.
Yeah. Mojo Rawley's another guy that I see floating in the underrated spot for a while.
I don't know about that.
Once he gets all the tools together, future world champion.
Maybe, yeah. But what I was saying is, Big Cass, on the other hand, does have that thing behind them where like some people come in, and the thing you actually want when you come in is not to be the underrated guy. You want to be the guy who has a future, right? Mm-hmm. Everyone looks at you and they just say he's a future world champion. Baron Corbin came in with that same chip on his shoulder. People are like, "Oh, that's a future world champion." No one says Baron Corbin's underrated. People say Baron Corbin is a future world champion.
Yep.
And people look at Big Cass, and for some goddamn reason, they say Kevin Nash, and then they say future world champion.
I don't get the
It's
Kevin Nash thing.
Very big steps, but I think that maybe because of that, he might have something big in his future. I think maybe this breakup might be just for that, for him to get his push. But I think he's awkward. I think he's awkwardly built. I'm sure he's a nice guy. I'm sure he's a talented guy. No slight to him.
Yeah, he's very nice. I'm sure he's a very nice guy. He did an interview on Talk Is Jericho. I loved it. Shitty podcast, by the way.
Yeah, very garbage podcast. All other
doesn't
podcasts.
Even put it on YouTube.
Missing a huge market. There are 45 people on YouTube who will watch you, Jericho.
Yeah, they will. Yeah, so trying to think of anything else that happened. Oh, completely slipped my mind. The best thing to happen on WWE in 2017.
Wow.
Since Curtis Axel winning the title in 2013. The Miz has officially formed his entourage.
I like it.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I think it's cool. I see a lot of funny shit happening between those three guys too. I think that's three guys who know how to have fun, and
Yep.
I think it'll be a fun time.
Yep. They work together too on the movie set, so I like the history there too.
Yeah, they're probably
Which is
already
cool.
friends.
Yep. I like it. I really like it. I hope they all come out in suits next week.
In suits.
Suits. That's what I want.
I like the costumes.
I'm done with the bear thing.
No, you don't have to be a bear. Just something else.
Trickery.
I like the mockery.
I like it too.
I want props.
I
think they're
want
gonna be
investigations.
Yeah, they're gonna be the raw version of Breezango, probably.
Don't say that.
Why?
I want Curtis Axel to be taken seriously.
That's not gonna happen. I'm sorry, that's not gonna
Dude,
happen.
it's gonna be a pretty nasty stable, I think.
That's like saying, oh yeah, I really wanted Cody Rhodes to be taken seriously, and then he came out as Stardust.
Doesn't say it. I mean, what is that? What is the comparison there?
It's not gonna happen.
I bet your ass they're not going to be Breezango. I bet your ass it's not going to be a funny thing. And I bet your ass they're going to be a nasty stable.
You think so?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get to the upper card. No.
So
But
a nasty mid-card stable.
nasty mid-card stable. I'm not saying we're getting the Nexus here. I'm saying we're getting...
The Nexus?
I'm saying we're getting, like...
Your gold standard for nasty stables is the Nexus?
I'm
What's
saying
a really nasty stable?
I'm saying we're getting...
Nexus.
I'm saying we're getting the core.
The core.
The core.
Oh,
Dude, the core was cool.
mm.
They were all friends together with one purpose.
That was the Nexus.
There was no leader.
Yes, there was.
They were all equals.
That's what they said, but like Wade Barrett was the leader.
Ezekiel Jackson was awesome.
Okay.
I could go on.
Go ahead. I want to keep going.
Alex Riley should have been world champion.
You're so controversial.
He's a handsome guy.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything? This guy should be champion. He's so handsome.
Do you remember when he came back at NXT and he had the long hair and the beard?
I don't.
Oh, he looked raggedy. He looks
Is
like
that a good thing? Because it sounds like Adam Cole to me, and I think he should burn
no
in the trash fire that is Raw.
goddamn garbage fire. No, Alex Riley came back on NXT. He had long hair, he had a beard, and he was mad because people were passing up opportunities on him. Like I'm a talented guy. I'm a big guy. I'm a strong guy. And no one would give him a chance, so he kept Riley's Rage. That's what he called it.
Aw.
It sounded like a school shooter,
Yeah, it
but,
sounds so bad.
but it was cool.
Sounds like Silent Rage.
Alex Riley. Who was Silent Rage? Was it Vance Archer?
No, it wasn't. It was a Tough Enough guy. It was a Tough Enough guy.
The wolf guy, the winner?
Yeah, he had Silent Rage.
Oh, Brandon something, right?
What the hell was his name?
Maybe that faggot will comment and tell us we didn't do our research before the show started. Oh, and by the fucking way, if you're following us on Instagram, you're one of the 70 people that follow us on Instagram, and you don't comment or like any of our shit, unfollow us and don't watch the fucking podcast, okay? I don't want you. If you're not going to get involved in the podcast, do not follow us. I don't want you. I may have followed you at first, but that's because I'm looking for followers. I'm looking for people who want to have a good time and talk wrestling. If you're just going to follow me and float around like a goddamn ghost, get the fuck away from me. Don't waste my time. I'm trying to build a brand here, man. I'm trying to build a brand. I can't waste my time with people like you. Be involved. Have fun. Ask questions. That's it. Thank you.
You're so passionate and underrated.
I'm underrated.
You're so passionate. Oh my goodness.
I'm pissed. I get 20, 30 likes per picture. I got 114 followers. What are the other 75 people doing? Sticking their thumb up their ass?
No, idiot. Sometimes it doesn't show up.
Oh, I apologize to those people.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a while. You didn't consider them.
I apologize to those people. But if you see me and you scroll by me and you don't do anything and you don't ask a question.
Scroll by me.
And you don't ask a good question, fuck you. That's all.
All right. I'll let that slide.
I was trying to finish with another controversial statement of mine. David Otunga should be
nothing.
David
Otunga should be nothing.
He's a good-looking guy.
He's such a good-looking guy. He's such a man. He's so big.
But yeah,
I love your justification for champions. So big. Such a handsome guy.
Jack Swagger. Should have been a main eventer.
He was a main eventer.
He should have been a lengthy main eventer.
I think he ran his length as much as Jack Swagger could.
No. Real Americans was awesome when he first debuted and he won the ECW title and he was like that young collegiate kid. You know.
I didn't like that.
Why?
I didn't like that at all.
Why?
I didn't like him back then.
Why?
Because I just didn't. I just didn't like him. Sometimes I don't need a reason to dislike things. I just don't like you. That's it.
You have no reason.
Nah, he's just,
He was cool. He was a young kid way over his head.
Ah.
That's my favorite storyline.
I know it is. I should have seen it coming, too.
You should have. I love when young kids are over their heads.
I just like all these kids over their heads. Wrestling around with men.
When I'm a lifeguard at the beach, I let the kids go over their heads. I'm like, oh, look at all the young kids over their heads.
All the young kids drowning over their heads.
Just like Jack Swagger.
You let them go past the safety zone. They're going to get in over their heads. This is going to be good.
Why is that not a cool storyline, though? Like
no, that wasn't the storyline, but that is a cool storyline if that was a storyline. But that wasn't the storyline. The storyline was just Jack Swagger, thinks he's Kurt Angle.
Whatever.
And that was it. And that's what Chad Gable's doing, by the way. I like him, but maybe don't try to be like Kurt Angle so much. Be your own guy.
Overall, good week for wrestling.
Yeah.
Definitely entertained. A lot of content on next week's podcast, I think. I think Raw's going to be good next week. We completely skipped over the Hardys facing Gallows and Anderson.
Who cares?
Yeah, that's it. Until I get broken Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy,
yeah.
I don't give a shit.
No. And it's weird because they changed their entrance too, and it's awkwardly long.
Yeah, they draw out the intro.
Yeah, and they come in the awkward silent part of the song.
Yep.
And then the fireworks goes off, and everyone's just kind of sitting there. I don't know what to do about it.
We got a follow request.
Did we?
Galactic Star Wrestling.
They'll participate.
Yeah, you better. If you're listening to this, I just gave you a fucking shout out for 12 people.
12 more people they potentially know your name.
You have to vote now. It's a tournament. It's Cedric Alexander versus Okada.
Well,
on Raw tonight.
I think I'm gonna go with Cedric Alexander on this one.
He's got the experience.
Exactly.
He knows what it's like to be on the big stage. I think Rude defeated Jimmy Uso. All right, I'm done with this guy. Want to get to some fan questions?
Let's get it.
I think we covered everything we wanted to cover.
We're at 1,278 fake seconds, so.
One block is 2 seconds.
One block is 2 seconds. We're 1,281 blocks.
All right, we'll get to, give me a minute. All right, cool. This guy, I like this.
By the way, while you're doing that, I'll talk about how Enzo had a great performance this week. Absolutely sold me on the whole situation going on. He saved the we already talked about this. It was an awkward, weird
garbage fire
of an event
of Kurt Angle conducting a piss poor investigation.
Exactly, but Enzo Amore and his single tear saved the whole thing because of the raw emotion, and that's what we saw from Carmella, just as what we saw from him. And I think those are the two standout people from this week of wrestling.
Ooh, you just came out with a segment.
Yep.
Give me one woman and one man stand out from wrestling this week.
That's Enzo and Carmella. For the same exact reason. That the two of them really sold their gimmick, and the two of them really sold what was going on to them, and they said, this is unfair, this is bullshit, and they sold it to the crowd. You could hear how upset they were. You could see how upset they were. And it was Raw. And it was SmackDown Live.
You gave such a SmackDown Live performance out there. All right, question number 1 from my favorite fan right now, at Heel Terry. The guy loves the podcast.
Terry?
Yeah. Be like him. Be like him.
Be like Terry.
Be like Terry.
What if it's a Hulk Hogan in disguise?
Be like Terry What's his last name?
Balea.
I gotta do my fucking research before I record.
You're so bitter this week.
I hate that fucking guy. I hate that guy. I don't research anything. This is literally, I just come here and I just talk about wrestling.
It just comes into my house.
The first 2 minutes of this podcast was just me running through the matches without a single bit of emotion.
I was actually sleeping when he showed up to my house to do this podcast.
I was like, hey, fucker, get up. We got to do the podcast.
Literally, I was sleeping.
Our 12 fans need us. All right, first question from our boy Terry. What do you think of Carmella's in-ring work? Don't know enough. She put on hell of a performance this week, but I do not know enough to give you a genuine answer to say whether she's a good in-ring performer or not. She's athletic.
Yeah. I'll say this much. I think just about every woman in the women's division of WWE, period, is athletic.
Mhm.
As far as a talented performer, I think there's very few of them who can do it well. You can probably say, like, the ones who just came up from NXT are probably the ones. So you're looking at Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair. I don't really like
Becky
Lynch. Thank you. Natalia's talented, but she's not entertaining. So what the fuck are you gonna do with that? Carmella, entertaining. I wouldn't. Her in-ring talent is, again, it's kind of on that level of like the women's division is on a weird transition where we're like, oh, we still have the old school. You have like Mickie James still around, and she kind of represents that when female wrestlers were just glorified models, and then now we're looking at them more as athletes.
We have like disgusting women like Ruby Riott.
I don't know who this is.
The one with the big nose and all the tattoos.
Yeah, like that.
What did you say? It was awful. I don't care. I don't know. What did you say that like, oh, the wrestling is getting better because the women are getting uglier? It's a true statement though. If you think about it, WWE either hires you because you're a good wrestler or you're a good-looking person or you're a fit-looking person.
The women's division, yes.
And you can argue, yes, that the women have become significantly less attractive and the quality of wrestling has gone up.
There's a correlation there.
Yep.
There it is.
Fight me on it. I will bring you facts. If you say that I'm a sexist,
I'm a
misogynistic.
Feminist.
Yeah, we're feminists.
Yeah, I'm an actual feminist. I'm all for girl power. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm not objectifying you. I'm not objectifying any of the guys. I think the guys are fucking ugly too. That's not the purpose. And if I should be able to say that the guys are ugly, I should be able to say that the women are ugly.
That's equality.
It is equality. But I think that was the whole point they were trying to bring with Eva Marie, right? That was Eva Marie's storyline. I'm a good-looking person, but I suck at the sport. That was what it's about.
Yep.
And obviously beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but you'll probably say Bayley isn't the best-looking girl in the bunch, but...
Shut up.
But I said not the best-looking girl in the bunch, but she's very talented. Asuka is one of the most talented people on WWE today, period. Her match qualities are insane. She's an insane worker. She's great. Everything she does is great. She doesn't even speak the fucking language, and she sells me on it. She's one of my favorite wrestlers.
Tonight's that last man standing match, by the way.
Well, then I'm watching it. I need your network, by the way.
That's all right. I'll give you my network. $6.99 a month.
God damn it.
You're the majority shareholder
of the network.
At that point, you own it.
We're brethren. Brothers of the network.
Yeah, so that's our drawn-out answer to that question that really didn't answer your question.
Kind of did. I said she was alright.
Shy.
Yeah, but her mic work is very, very good.
Mm-hmm. Where the fuck is Rusev?
Where the fuck is Rusev? That's a great question. I think we'll see him before SummerSlam.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they're kind of just, he keeps teasing the comeback. He's a funny guy. He's just fucking with people. He'll be back. And what do you call it? I like that they kept Lana with the Russian accent. It's continuity A, and B, it gives me hope that the two of them aren't split up. She's just competing too. Yeah, I like it.
I like it. We'll see Rusev soon.
Yeah, I would say.
Where is he? I don't know. Home.
You don't know where he is. He was at a hockey game a few weeks ago.
Was he? Well, there you go. Rusev's at a hockey game.
The season's over.
For the past 3 weeks.
Do you think they'll book Roman to take the belt at SummerSlam?
Depends who versus.
Brock Lesnar.
Yes.
You think he takes the belt at SummerSlam?
Yep.
You don't think they draw it out?
Actually, you know what? It doesn't matter. No. No, God, no. What the fuck?
I just put 2 and 2 together.
It's June 21st. You think they're going to draw it out till next year's WrestleMania?
I just put 2 and 2 together. Roman Reigns beats Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. They have a rematch at some point, maybe like right after one of the pay-per-views. Free agent John Cena is to set up Roman Reigns versus John Cena next year at WrestleMania.
Boom.
You're welcome. Stop watching. I just finished it for you.
You don't have to go to WrestleMania anymore. We just spoiled it for you. Roman Reigns is walking out of WrestleMania champion, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he's walking out as SummerSlam champion, too.
Wow.
Yep.
Bold statement.
I'm changing my prediction right now. It doesn't matter who he's facing. I think he's coming out champion.
Yeah.
But at WrestleMania, I think 100% he's coming out champion. And you know what? That's a good thing. Because the Universal title is kind of my reserve title right now for the shit spots of Raw. We're like, oh yeah, it's a Universal title. That's the generic garbage.
Yep.
I care more about the feature matches and
We care more
what's
about
going
Titus
on.
O'Neil.
Exactly, than anything else. If you put Roman Reigns versus Titus O'Neil and he comes out on top, then I'll riot. But if Roman Reigns is beating Brock Lesnar for the Universal title at SummerSlam, it's expected. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
It's the big money match, and at that point, like, it's everybody's money versus the $0 and 0 cents I paid to watch it.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
Can't complain.
Question 4. Who are your top 3 women stars and who are your top 3 male stars? So, I wanted to change this, but I kind of feel bad because I like him so much.
Okay, let's not change it.
Yeah. You're a good fan, so I'm not going to change it.
We're good to people who are good to us.
Yeah.
It's like a mafia.
Yeah, exactly.
The turnbuckle mafia.
That's the name of our fans.
We tighten it up and we hold the ropes.
The mafia. Sounds awful.
That sounds disgusting.
We need to be making money to say shit like that.
Okay, top 3, go.
I didn't prepare for this.
That's
Like
fine.
I said, I didn't want to give you the generic answer.
Just rattle it out, man. Top 3, he said superstar, so that's WWE.
Yeah. Can I? Is it NXT count?
Sure.
Bobby Roode.
Okay.
I've always been a fan of his. You know that.
Oh, he's asking who's our top 3.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because I was gonna upset a lot of people with my Roman Reigns, John Cena, Randy Orton.
Oh, who are the top 3?
Yeah.
Oh, when you said that in the car, I was like, I wonder if he's joking.
No, I was so dead serious about it.
Fuck it. I can't answer this question right now.
Come on.
Give me time and I will give you a quality answer. I don't want to give you a shitty answer. I like you.
Who are your women?
Carmella. I always love her.
Mm-hmm.
Bailey.
Okay.
Asuka.
Okay. All right. So I'll do my men's. Who's man's?
Do your mans.
My man's. For me personally,
Episode 4, Marcos's mans.
I'll go with AJ Styles. That's my number 1. Who am I hella high on? I want to throw in like an NXT.
If we're going on who I'm high on, it's gonna be Titus
O'Neil. Who are
O'Neil.
your top 3, bro?
Right now?
Yes, right now. Who are your top 3? Not all time, just now.
Are you talking? Who do I think puts on the? All right, who entertains me?
Who are your goddamn top 3? Bro?
What is top 3? Who puts on the best matches? Who entertains me the most?
Just take the whole gamble and just.
All right, at the bottom line, I am looking for quality entertainment.
There you go.
Who entertains me the most?
Answer it.
Who entertains me the most?
Okay.
If that's the case, right now, my top 3 are The Miz, Bobby Roode, and Titus O'Neil.
I like that. I like that answer. Top 3 most entertaining guys in the roster for me today. I'll say Titus O'Neil. He's up there.
Yep.
There's no one on SmackDown. There's no way there's no one on SmackDown. The Miz is extremely entertaining as always, and Breezango.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can even swap out Bobby Roode for me for Breezango.
There you go. Those are the 3 top entertaining guys. But if you want to talk about top 3 guys, if you want to talk about talent or whatever, who I think is like good to watch in the ring,
The UK guys.
The UK guys. But like let's say. Okay, so entertainment, we said, let's define that out as outside of the ring. If you're talking about inside of the ring, I'll say AJ Styles, and then everyone from NXT. I don't know. There's so many good wrestlers right now.
Strong.
When you really think about it, there's so many good wrestlers in WWE right now.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, but you can have AJ Styles, you can have Shinsuke Nakamura, you can have Kevin Owens, you can have, what did you say earlier, Pete Dunne?
Yeah.
Tyler Bates, all those guys are just too fucking good. And that's for women, it's Asuka for me all the way. I love her.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
it.
All right, this one comes from...
as far as I'm concerned, there are no other women.
Rebirth Era on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
Do you see Big Cass going into the main event picture?
We already talked about that.
We already talked about it.
You're welcome.
Go back if you didn't listen.
Rewind.
Thank you for commenting. The other 70 people can put a gun in their mouth.
Suck Ted Nugent's shotgun.
If you tell 70 people to kill themselves and one of them does that count?
Yeah, you're going to prison.
Really?
I think so. Did that girl go to prison?
Which one?
The one who told her boyfriend to kill himself.
Oh, and he did?
He did.
Wow.
Ah.
I say that, but don't do it.
He was depressed. She knew it.
Don't do that. It's not cool. It's a waste of your time.
Matt trying to get out of legal responsibility here. Realizing the mistake he just made. In his head is like depression is rampant in the wrestling community. I cannot push these people to murder themselves right now. He can't afford it. He's young.
I can't. So please don't. Think about me.
Think about me.
Is Joe gonna kill him? Hashtag food for thought from _ Boma.yay. I had to clarify this, but it is Lesnar. Is Joe gonna kill Lesnar?
No.
He said, because it seems with that, Roman said on Raw tonight, it seems like they're looking to set up more of a Roman versus Joe than Lesnar. No, it's just a feud within a feud.
Yeah. If anything, it's a runoff feud that happens after Brock Lesnar leaves, and they need a Brock Lesnar-ish guy to kind of fill in the role for Roman Reigns to trample over on his way to John Cena.
Yep. It all paths lead to John Cena.
It really does.
What's going to happen to Enzo now? I think that with a good booking, he can be in the cruiserweight. This is from Ilyes _ Mysterio.
So what I'll say to that is I hope for the cruiserweight's sake that Enzo goes there, and I hope for Enzo's sake that he stays the fuck out of the cruiserweight division.
Yeah.
I think it's good for the cruiserweights. It's bad for Enzo. I think he can do very well on his own. He has the mic skills to do it.
He's a talented guy, too.
He's a talented guy. I'm not going to say he's the best worker in the ring, but he can definitely put on an entertaining match, and that's always good. Mm-hmm. You can probably find another group to toss him in with, too, just so he can have fun. I can see him having a good feud with, like, The Miz.
Yeah,
It'd just be a fun feud. And he has his own group of, like, idiots who run around with.
This is my favorite question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you want me to read both?
Oh my god. Yeah, read whatever makes sense, please.
This is from Acid Wrestler. It is Iron Sheik or Hulk Hogan. Who should have really won that main event? Because this business really ruined Sheik's life. Look at what the man did. Former Olympian, great heel, not an accolade of his life, by the way, the fact that he's a great heel.
Leave that for the answer.
Bodyguard for the Shah. Amazing athlete. Hogan was a musclehead with no background in wrestling. Sheik was a world-class athlete, and they gave him an anti-American gimmick. Makes no sense.
Okay. All right. So here's what I'll say to that. Hulk Hogan. And can I see this? I just need to look at the question to kind of pick it apart.
We're sorry, by the way.
Yeah, we are. No. There's no love. It's,
it's a good question.
It is a very good question.
It's
something people have argued for decades. This is just my opinion in the small drop of the large pond of people who think Sheiky Baby should have been bigger than he was. But the Iron Sheik's life is like a more tragic version of Kurt Angle's life. Wrestling kind of ruins everyone's life. You know what I mean? No one comes out of wrestling, they're like, yeah, I feel really good after that. Everyone's kind of fucked up. Even Hulk Hogan's really fucked up. Wrestling kind of fucked up his life too. So to say that wrestling ruined his life, it ruined so many people's lives, and at no point would they be able to look into the future at that point and have been like, oh yeah, wrestling's gonna ruin this guy's life, we should probably have him win tonight. No. I think it was the right thing. Wrestling was in a very different place back then.
It was the 80s.
It was the 80s, exactly. So anti-American worked, and he was in a good spot for that, especially with, was this around the Iranian hostage crisis and shit?
Yeah.
It was probably like right after that. They probably got inspiration from that.
Mm-hmm.
So there was inspiration for it. There was Russian heat. There was Iranian heat. It was a good time to be a non-American. Everyone was very pro-America, and Hulk Hogan was the American. But not only that, it says here, Hogan was a musclehead with no real background in wrestling. That's very good. But Hogan, being a musclehead with no real background in wrestling, is the definition of what a professional wrestler was.
Yeah.
So he had a very prominent background in professional wrestling. So I think it made sense to have the Hulk Hogan win, and I think history proves that right. Look at where he got. Look at where wrestling got. That was the height of it, and it's never going to be that big again.
Best answer you could have gave. I couldn't have said it any better myself.
You're just lazy to answer it.
Yeah, I don't want to. I don't like the question. Well, you said everything I wanted to say. I don't know if we have any other questions.
That's like the question that's up my alley too. Like,
Yeah. It was your question. I gave it to you. I let you have it.
thanks, Lord.
I let you have it.
I allowed you. I'm not allowed to answer the question.
What are we at? 1804?
1804, and then
I don't know. We'll call it at that. I gotta get up at 4 in the morning.
he's got to get up at 4. You should be going to sleep now.
Yeah, I gotta get my 8 hours. Hey guys, thanks for
That was disgusting. That was so lazy. At least sit up for it.
I'm lying down. Oh, this is
That was the laziest. Granted, it's probably like 95 degrees in here, and I'm sweating. I'm sweating. We had to turn off the AC so it doesn't like make the sound quality any worse than it already is.
Yeah.
It's miserable recording this podcast.
Oh, there was one person I wanted to shout out.
Do it.
I'll shout out a bunch of people. That's what I like.
Shout outs.
Create a community. That's what I'm all about. Special thanks to, well, first of all, I just want to thank Heel Terry. Always shouts us out. Awesome follower. Loyal follower. Always promotes the podcast. We really appreciate that. Another guy I wanted to shout out was YXB.Bruiserweight.
Yeah.
He was another guy that shouted us out this week. You know, thanks for showing us love. And obviously thanks to Heel Kid on Instagram. Dude always shouts us out every week. Always puts us over.
Day one supporter.
Yeah, day one supporter.
Literally.
You know, gives us help when we need it. You know, we're trying to grow, and you got to start somewhere, man. So that's really it for today for us. Anything else?
No. Catch us on the flip side of the pancake.
That's right. Keep chasing your dreams.
Live it up.